Hi, my name is Rachel Salata, and I'll be discussing a risk that I have encountered and observed at the Penn State climbing wall. Risk management is a vital component of every company and institution. Risk management, as defined in our RPTM 390 lecture, is controlling financial and personal injury from sudden, unforeseen, unusual accidents, and intentional torts. A risk management plan is designed not only to prevent legal liability, but to maintain and deliver a quality program. A thorough plan includes what to do to control risks, as well as a rationale for why the risk management steps are followed. The climbing wall is located in the IM building on the northeast end of campus and provides the opportunity for all students to experience a unique activity in a controlled environment. One of the best parts about the wall is that it is open to everyone, whether they are advanced climbers or have never touched a rope in their life. When a new climber visits the wall, they are required to participate in a 20 to 30 minute top rope orientation taught by a wall manager, and then come back to the wall in the following 24 hours to complete an assessment to test their retention of skills. The risk I will be identifying is that after participating in this 20-minute lesson, brand new climbers are able to jump on our 50-foot wall to climb for the rest of the night. As a climbing wall monitor, I have experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly of this process firsthand. I've observed and prevented 3 near misses in the last 2 months during my shifts due to bad belaying skills of new climbers. This risk would be classified as a public liability caused by negligence, which is an accidental injury to a participant. The party at fault in a belay gone bad situation would in the end be Penn State campus recreation. The first step of the risk management process is risk identification. To identify this kind of risk as the climbing wall supervisor, at every staff meeting I would ask my wall monitors what issues or risks they have been observing during their shifts. We could discuss each testimony and possible solutions to the issues discovered, such as this one. As mentioned earlier, this risk would be a public liability caused by negligence because an injury could easily occur due to the lack of proper knowledge displayed and conveyed through interactions between new climbers and wall managers. The second step of the process is risk evaluation based on frequency and severity. This risk does not occur every day, but it occurs often enough that it brings up concern for a policy change. The severity of an accident at the climbing wall would be very high. A fall from the top of the wall would most likely not result in death thanks to the special floors put in place at the facility, but the individual would be severely injured. This factors of evaluation led me to the third step of the risk management process, risk treatment. Because this risk occurs about in the middle of the spectrum for frequency and in the middle high end for severity, I would recommend a mix of risk transfer and reduction strategies. Risk transfer is already somewhat in place with a waiver that all participants at the wall must sign that acknowledges and defines inherent risks in the sport of climbing. This waiver can be reviewed and ensured that it covers all possibility of the climbing wall's responsibility of injury. I believe that risk reduction can make a big difference in this situation as well. If stricter policies are put into place by all student climbing wall managers when teaching and interacting with new climbers, we can avoid a lot of this risk. Rules that I would implement for managers to relay in a lesson to first day climbers would be 1. If there are 18 or more patrons at the wall, belay orientations will not be given. 2. New climbers may only climb on the first 3 lanes located closest to the front desk after completing their lesson. And 3. Managers must define and explain risks associated with climbing at the facility. For example, falling, dropping a partner, and getting hair stuck in a belay device. I would conduct the final step in the risk management process, risk implementation, by communicating these policies clearly at a staff meeting. For a successful change, it is important that everyone involved in the process is properly informed and on the same page. Therefore, I would make sure that all employees, managers, and monitors alike are aware of policy changes by discussing them in person, as well as sending out an email directly outlining the new implementations and why. As a result, all employees will be on the same page and can effectively communicate and enforce these additions. Rock climbing is a sport that comes with inherent risk. Our job as providers is to keep the perceived risk of the activity while actively working to mitigate all real risks observed. This risk of belaying cannot be transferred or avoided, but we can work more diligently to ensure that we are not putting any of our climbers in an unnecessarily risky situation.